All right, let's set the scene. You wake up, scroll through your phone, and bam! Every news headline is screaming, giant asteroid heading for Earth. NASA scientists are on TV looking stressed. TikTok is full of end-of-the-world memes. And somewhere, Bruce Willis is probably suiting up for one last mission. So, what happens next? Are we doomed, or do we actually have a plan for this kind of thing? Buckle up, because today we're answering the ultimate what-if question. What if an asteroid was heading toward Earth? Let's go. First off, what even is an asteroid? They're not planets, right? Planets we can see, though planets we've landed on. Basically, imagine you're baking a cosmic cake. Billions of years ago, you've got all these ingredients swirling around, gas, dust, the works. And as the cake bakes, it forms planets, moons, and a whole lot of leftover crumbs. Those crumbs? Those are our asteroids. Giant rocks, some bigger than others, just hanging out in space. Now, most of these space rocks are perfectly content to stay in their lane. They've got their own hangout spot, the asteroid belt. A cosmic highway between Mars and Jupiter. But every now and then, one of these space rocks gets a little too adventurous and starts heading towards Earth. So how worried should we be about a giant space rock ruining our day? Should we start investing in underground bunkers and canned goods? Well, hold your horses for a second. NASA. Those intrepid explorers of the cosmos, they're keeping a watchful eye on the skies. They've got their telescopes trained on over 30,000 near-Earth asteroids, asteroids whose orbits bring them close to our neck of the woods. And so far, we're good. Take a deep breath, relax. And this is where things get interesting. History has a way of repeating itself. 66 million years ago, a 6-mile-wide asteroid decided to pay Earth a visit. It slammed into what is now the Yucatan Peninsula with the force of 1 billion atomic bombs. And well, you know the rest of the story. The dinosaurs, those magnificent creatures who ruled the planet for millions of years, they were wiped out in a fiery cataclysm. Okay, let's say the unthinkable happens. We discover an asteroid, a big one, and it's on a collision course with Earth. What do? Do we panic? Do we call Bruce Willis? Well, hopefully we've learned a thing or two since the dinosaurs. First off, forget about blowing it up like they do in the movies. Blowing up an asteroid might sound cool, but it could actually make things worse. Instead of one big rock hurtling towards us, we could end up with hundreds, even thousands of smaller, but still dangerous fragments. So what are our options? Well, one idea is to give the asteroid a little nudge. Not literally, of course. I'm talking about something called a kinetic impactor. Think of it like cosmic billiards. We launch a spacecraft at high speed, aim it at the asteroid, and let physics do the rest. The impact, if timed just right, could slightly alter the asteroid's trajectory, enough to make it miss Earth. And the best part is we've already tested this. In 2022, NASA's DART mission successfully slammed a spacecraft into a small asteroid called Dimorphos. And guess what? It worked. The impact changed Dimorphos's orbit around its larger companion, Didymos, proving that we can, in fact, nudge space rocks out of the way. How cool is that? All right, let's address the elephant in the room, or rather the asteroid in the solar system. What if, despite our best efforts, we couldn't stop it? What if that giant space rock, defying all our technological prowess, came hurtling towards Earth? Well, to put it bluntly, it wouldn't be pretty. We're talking about an impact with the energy of millions of nuclear weapons detonating simultaneously. The immediate aftermath would be catastrophic. Imagine a city-sized asteroid slamming into the Earth's crust. The shockwaves would ripple across the planet, triggering earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis that would dwarf anything we've ever seen. If the asteroid were to hit the ocean, which, let's face it, is statistically more likely, we'd be talking about mega tsunamis, hundreds of feet high, sweeping across coastlines, wiping out entire cities in their wake. Coastal regions would be completely reshaped. But the real danger wouldn't just be the initial impact, it would be the aftermath. The impact would throw billions of tons of dust and debris into the atmosphere, blotting out the sun, plunging the planet into a state of perpetual twilight. Temperatures would plummet, plants would wither and die, and the food chain would collapse. Okay, I know what you're thinking. That all sounds pretty grim, right? Like something out of a disaster movie. Well, before you start stocking up on survival gear and saying goodbye to your loved ones, let me assure you, the odds of a major asteroid impact in our lifetime are incredibly slim. Remember those dedicated scientists I mentioned earlier, the ones with their eyes glued to telescopes? They're not just looking for any old space rock. They're specifically looking for potentially hazardous asteroids, the ones that pose a real threat to Earth. And right now, there are no known asteroids on a collision course with our planet. None. We've gotten pretty good at spotting these things, and more importantly, we're getting better all the time. We're developing new technologies like early warning systems and advanced telescopes that will give us even more time to react if, and that's a big if, we ever do find an asteroid on a collision course. So while it's fun to think about these what-if scenarios, and trust me, as someone who spends a lot of time thinking about the cosmos, I get it, the reality is we're in pretty good shape. The universe is a vast and awe-inspiring place full of wonders and mysteries. So, what do you think? Would you rather nuke an asteroid or use a giant space tractor to move it? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss more mind-blowing space content. Until next time, keep looking up, but maybe also sideways, just in case.